Let's get to this preview. I think this matchup's perfect for us. If you're the Steelers defense, number one goal is to stop the Colts run game, specifically Jonathan Taylor, because Jonathan Taylor having a really good season thus far. And with him, it's mainly Taylor and Richardson making some plays with his legs, and then like the one deep ball or the one spectacular play that the Colts will randomly make throughout the course of the game. That's really their offense. Jonathan Taylor doing his thing. Anthony Richardson throwing the ball all over the place. He's got less than 50% completion rating thus far. He's at 49%. But then on that one time out of like 10 throws, he'll hit Alec Pierce on a deep ball or someone on a crazy pass over the middle, and they'll take it to the house. An explosive play. That's the Colts offense. So my number one goal, stop Jonathan Taylor. Almost like last week with the Chargers, I thought the Steelers' number one goal on defense was to stop J.K. Dobbins, and we did that. And up to that point, when we were playing the Chargers in week 3, J.K. Dobbins was the better back than a Jonathan Taylor. The Chargers had a better running game going than what the Colts have going right now. So I don't see why we'll have any issues stopping Jonathan Taylor. Colts offensive line, traditionally good. I don't think they are the same as what they once were, though. They still got a Quentin Nelson out there. They still got some names, but I don't think it's the Colts offensive line of old from 4 or 5 years ago. So this Steelers defense front seven with Hayward, Ogunjobi, Benton, our linebackers, TJ Watt. I don't think we should have a problem with stopping Jonathan Taylor if we make that our priority, which we should, because it's not like Anthony Richardson is Patrick Mahomes. I think we can give some passes to Anthony Richardson and say, all right, let's see if you can complete this. And I think more often than not, Anthony Richardson is going to be proving the defense right. But the second thing is, like, we also got to keep a lid on it. So it's this weird dynamic of we got to stop Jonathan Taylor, but we also can't get too greedy because of the explosive plays that Anthony Richardson and these Colts receivers are capable of. And we've seen that a few times throughout the Colts season thus far. I know they're 1-2 and everything, but they have been able to stick around in some of these games because of the one-off Anthony Richardson 40-yard pass to Alec Pierce or the 70-yard bomb that he had in week 1. So I think we got to basically force the Colts to continue to execute down the field all the way to the red zone, because I don't think they're going to be capable of doing that on a consistent basis. Maybe they'll get one drive. I mean, they did it against the Packers late in the game, but it was kind of like garbage time. So force Anthony Richardson to move the offense in a methodical way and just execute down in, down out, series in, series out, because I don't think him and his Colts offense is going to be capable of doing that. Dude's got 6 picks on the year, and I mentioned that he's at 49% completion rating. That's really it on defense. I think that's it. Just watch out for those explosive plays. Watch out for Anthony Richardson getting out of the pockets. You got to contain him. But first, stop Jonathan Taylor. Do that. Make them a little bit one-dimensional. Get up in the game. Hopefully our offense can start off fast. And then have Anthony Richardson back there trying to pick us apart. Keep a lid on it. And I don't think he's going to be capable. Now, flipping it to the offense. Hopefully we do get off to a fast start. That's what we need to do. Last week with the 2 3-and-outs, not good, not great. I think even Atlanta, we started a little slow in that first series. Same with Denver. We picked it up in, I think it was second series, scored that touchdown. It was really nice. But we get off to a fast start. And Tomlin even said it in his press conference. When he's talking about fast starts in the offense, actually doing some stuff early on, he's just talking about getting some first downs. He's not even necessarily talking about scoring 3 or scoring 7. So let's set the bar low for the offense, and let's just not get a 3-and-out. How about that? Let's start with that this week, and then we'll build upon that for next week's start. But you look at the Colts defense, I don't really see any problems. Their D-line's always kind of good. They got Kwity Paye there, but they put DeForest Buckner on IR. Zaire Franklin, he's a tackling machine, but he's not a dynamic playmaker at the linebacker position, really. Colts corners, subpar. And it's backed up by the production that they're putting out there these first 3 weeks. 417 total yards given up to the Texans week 1. 383 total yards given up to the Packers week 2 with Malik Willis in his debut in a Packers uniform. 395 total yards against the Bears. But if you dig even deeper, so that's just total yards. That's rushing and passing combined. If you just look at the rushing side of things and their rush defense, it's abysmal. 213 yards given up to the Texans. 261 yards given up to the Packers. Now, they did hold the Bears to 63. But I think that's more of a product of the Bears being incapable of running the ball and their offensive line being terrible, because the Bears in 3 weeks thus far haven't even eclipsed 100 yards in any of those weeks rushing. So I think that's just more of who the Bears are. They are not good at running the ball, and the Colts got lucky in that matchup facing off against them. So that's why they only gave up 63 yards. But that's 31st in the league. That's second to last in the league in rush yards given up. But that's also second to last in the league in total yards given up too. That's bad, man. That's bad. So for the Steelers offense, let's run the ball and take care of the ball. That's really it. That's what it comes down to. And I know it hasn't been amazing on the ground for the Steelers this year. It hasn't been us coming out the gates gun blazing or anything, but we're still 12th in the league. We've been steady. We've been moving it. And I mean, when you combine what Najee's basically giving us like 70 yards a game, plus some of the ground stuff that Fields has given us, some of the rushing yards that Fields has been giving us, Cordell Patterson, like we're getting over 100 yards on the ground in total offense there. But against this Colts defense, this should be probably our best game yet. Because Chargers, they're halfway decent stopping the run. They're a pretty good defense overall. Broncos, all right. Falcons, all right. But Colts are bad. They're just flat out right bad. Second last in the league in rush yards given up thus far. Gave up 213 and 261 against the Texans and Packers first 2 weeks. So let's run the ball with Najee Harris. I don't see it being a problem. I don't think the Colts are going to be stopping him. And then you add the Justin Fields element to it too. I don't know what Jaylen Warren's deal is. I actually want Jaylen Warren to sit out these next couple of weeks and try to get healthy. I think we can rock with Najee Harris and Cordell Patterson and be completely fine. But after that running the ball stuff, just take care of the ball too. Justin Fields, like I don't think we're going to need a Chargers type of performance from you. It'd be nice though. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to continue breaking out and continuing to level up. I think we would all love to see it, but I think this is going to be more of like the Falcons and Broncos script. If you just hold on to the ball, we'll be fine. We're going to be completely fine because the Colts are going to be screwing themselves over on offense. Anthony Richardson is going to be throwing it to some of our defensive backs. Hopefully, maybe even to Patrick Queen. Maybe Patrick Queen could make up for his interception drop from last week. But I think we're going to have like 2 or 3 opportunities for turnovers at least. And that's going to put our offense in a favorable spot. Hopefully we could take advantage of it. But if we just take care of the ball, we don't hurt ourselves, we should be cooking this game. We should be completely fine. That's the mindset we have to have going into this one. Don't screw ourselves. Run the ball. Play good defense. Anthony Richardson is going to turn the ball over. He's going to give us opportunities. That's what it's going to come down to. Steelers, what's crazy, though, as I break this down, Steelers are only a -1.5 favorites. I would have expected like 4 or 5. I think that's way too low. It feels like like we're going into this as like a prototypical Tomlin loss. That's what it's feeling like. But there's something to this 2024 squad that makes me think we could be immune to the Tomlin loss. There's something about us having our coaching staff right. I think we actually have competent guys under Tomlin now. And then there's a nice leadership with this squad. We got a nice blend of veterans, but young guys that play a little bit older than what they are. That they're more professional than probably what they should be this young in their careers, like a JPJ. I'd even throw Pickens in there. I think he's maturing. A Najee Harris. There's a good leadership on this squad, and I think a belief in each other that'll make us. I think it makes us immune from a Tomlin loss coming up right here. But it does feel like that because as I'm breaking this down, I can't really see a way that we lose this game. That we shouldn't lose this game. But then you see the line at only -1.5. You're like, what am I missing? We're 3-0. The vibes are high. The media's talking about us. Everyone's loving us. People are putting us like in the top 5 of their power rankings. Is this going to be a Tomlin loss? Is this going to be a letdown game? I think we're immune to the Tomlin losses right now. I really do. I think there's this. The vibe of this team does feel like those late 2000s. I know a lot of people have been bringing up the comparisons and this defense to the 08 defense, but I even think the vibes are there too. In terms of like, I think we got some professionals here. We got good veterans. We got the coaching staff right. And we've been through some heartache. We've been through some bad times recently where I don't feel like we're going to be taking games like this for granted because we know we're on a mission for Super Bowl. Like, I really think that's the mentality right now. Tommy Vincent says, every year we have a humble game where we get beat by a lesser opponent. This could be one of those games. It's set up as the prototypical humble game or Tomlin loss type of game. There's no doubt about it. I don't think that's happening, man. I think if we lose this year, it's going to be, wow, that was a good game. You know what I mean? That was a good game. Like, you're not going to win them all. That was legitimately a good game against a good team. We played well enough, but there was a hiccup or two here throughout the course of the game. That's football. I feel like that's going to be the narrative for all of our losses this year. Let's hope, at least. Let's hope. I hope I'm not proven wrong with that in this Colts matchup. But I'm going to break it down like this. This is going to be my recap of this preview here. We like to run the ball. They can't stop the run. We like to take care of the ball, and they don't really have any playmakers on defense. The first 2 games, they only had 1 turnover. Now, they did have a fair amount of turnovers in the Bears game, but I think going back to the Bears only rushing for 63 yards, I think that's more of a product of the Bears just being bad and incompetent and having Caleb Williams not playing good and being out of sorts, and also having Shane Waldron out there having a bad offense. I think they just have a bad offense. They don't have an identity. They don't know what they're doing. I think that's more about the Bears than the Colts. When I'm talking about last week's turnovers and the ones that the Colts were able to create. So we like to take care of the ball. They don't really have any playmakers on defense. We like to take it away on defense. Anthony Richardson loves to throw picks. Jonathan Taylor is good. But as of right now, I think our run defense is better, as proven by last week and what we did to the Chargers run game and J.K. Dobbins. I just look at it and ask, in what area are we outmatched? So I think this game is going to be score prediction here. 23. I'm saying like 23-10. 23-10. Although I don't know if the Colts score a touchdown, man. Maybe I'm being too nice. Oh, we'll say 23-10. Maybe they get a garbage time touchdown or something. But I think for the most part, we have this game in hand, and it's Steelers, but from second, third quarter on. And hopefully we don't make it as interesting as we made the Broncos game. What are you guys thinking, though? Steeler fan 532 says, would love to see 20 points and a half. We almost did it in the Broncos game, man. If it wasn't for those penalties, there is definitely a way for us to get those 20 points. Because one of the touchdowns got called back from the penalty. That turns that field goal into a touchdown. And then the rollout Fields play to Pickens, we had to punt that series. But Roger Jones doesn't get called for the holding, we're down at the 5-yard line. And that's on top of the touchdown that we scored before. So right there, that's 21 points, assuming that Boz makes all the extra points there. Tommy Vincent says, sorry, D, but I have a bad feeling about Sunday. I have a feeling Richardson cooks us. It's giving me the same vibes as the 2023 Texans game when everyone thought we were going to win and Stroud cooked us. That was week 4 last year too, right? Week 4 against an AFC South opponent with a young quarterback. So if you want to talk about the parallels between the Texans game last year and the Colts game this year, there you go. Tommy Vincent says, Pierce and Pittman are very dangerous. We can win if we keep Elliott high and don't bring him down to try to stop the run. Yeah, that's going to be the balance of we got to stop Taylor. We got to stop the run. But we also, we can't let up any explosive plays, any fluky plays where Richardson gets out of the pocket and throws up a 60-yard bomb. We can't allow any of that because that's what's going to give the Colts hope in this game. That's what's going to give them life and momentum. Because outside of that, I don't see them being capable of methodically moving the ball down the field and getting it into the red zone and converting there, scoring touchdowns like that. I don't see it. Maybe they'll get a field goal here or there, but even in the red zone, like Anthony Richardson, I think what game was it? It was either the last game or the game before. He threw a pick. They were like 3 yards away from the end zone. He threw a pick right to the opposing team. He's got 6 on the year. He's leading the NFL. Probably could be more, too. Some of his passes are hitting defenders right in the helmet. It's because he throws the ball so fast. Might be tough for guys to catch. Tommy Vincent also says, Saturday night, I'm going to pray that Fields cooks and has 369 yards and 3 touchdowns. That would be great. That would be great. That would be definitely him taking another step up, leveling up in his quarterback progression here in Pittsburgh. No doubt about it. I think we would all love to see that. But he doesn't. I don't think he's going to have to do that for us to win. If he does that, I think the game is curtains by halftime. The game is over at halftime. But I think if he just goes in with the Falcons type of mindset or the Broncos type of mindset, we're going to be fine. But seeing what he did in that Chargers game, he's definitely capable of more. Yeah, I don't think if we give him more of a workload or ask him to do more, he's going to disappoint either. At least he hasn't shown us that in these 3 weeks. But all right, everyone. Appreciate all you guys for stopping through, chopping it up. Hope you guys enjoyed. I got us, what was it, 23? What did I say, 23-10? 24. I'll say 24-10. I'll give us 24-10. Bump it up another point. Steelers win, and we're going to be talking again on Sunday after the game, 4 o'clock. I'll be here and hopefully talking about the win and Fields continuing to improve and stay undefeated as a Steelers quarterback. And the defense staying on historic pace. I think that's the type of stuff we're going to be discussing, hopefully at least. So stay chilling. Peace.